Hi everyone, my name's Lauren Pappas and I'm here with Angela Madsen, who is a para-Olympian in track and field and also rowing, and she's rowed across the Indian Ocean. This is the boat that she rowed to Hawaii in behind us. You're an incredible woman, just hearing about your stories. What is, people have excuses, people make excuses in life, but you don't have any excuses. You're so amazing. What is your secret?
Basically, rowing is like one stroke at a time, just always after the next stroke when you think you can't go on. It's basically about not allowing situation and circumstance dictate who you're going to be and what you're going to be able to achieve. And it's about going farther when you think you can't, and just getting to that place where you can. Positively thinking, moving positively forward. And yeah, not taking no for an answer sometimes. Other people set more limits on me than I set for myself. I don't take no for an answer. That's how I'm probably so successful at what I do. So, people don't want to give me a captain's license, so I don't take no for an answer, and I'm working on that now. And people said I couldn't row across an ocean, so, obviously I had to do it then. But yeah, it's really about the power and control that we have in our own lives and the choices we have to make. You can remain adrift, or you can choose where you want to go, and you can take steps to make yourself get there. So,
Wow, that's amazing. That's getting me choked up, but it's like we all have the power and the control, and we all have to take the reins in life. So, and you certainly have. What is your next mission? Are you going to go to Hawaii again? Are you going to go row there?
Right, I have one failed solo attempt rowing by myself on the low boat. I made 172 miles in 5 days and got picked up about 80 miles west of, I got caught in gale force 4 winds and 35-foot seas basically, and got a real whooping. But I got my boat back and then did it with one other person, but I still have solo by myself on my bucket list. So there's a lot of doubt whether I can make it, but there's a lot of doubt every time I row an ocean, and I'm always kind of successful. So, and it remains on my bucket list to be done. No paraplegic has ever rowed across an ocean solo. I have plenty of rows across oceans, but none solo. So next year I'm going to set out and try to make it.
And how many days do you think that'll take?
I think it's going to probably be 2 people. We did it in 60 days and 1 hour. Roz Savage, a British able-bodied woman, did it in 99. I'm betting I can beat her time at 99 days, so I'm betting I can do it faster.
Do you ever have you gotten caught in any storms, any choppy seas, any crazy weather?
Oh yeah, I've been hit by rogue waves, 50-footer off the coast of Australia going across the Indian Ocean. That gale force 4 winds, that was about 35-foot seas. They dispatched a container ship to pick me up, and it couldn't put out its little boat, so it tried to do a drive-by, and my boat got sucked up underneath it, and I got ran over by this container ship. And it's an amazing story. But I survived that, and then the Coast Guard actually sent a helicopter out after, the container ship wanted to come back and try again, and I said, oh no, we're not going to do that. And then, I got rescued. So that was my one attempt at going solo. And the weather was against me. Wind was against me, obviously. I row against the wind. But yeah, it was only 80 miles across from land, so it was too risky to actually try to go on with the winds were gale force 4. There was no way. So.
What is it like to be alone for that long? And what goes through your head? I think some people might go insane if they're not with somebody for more than a day, So how do you keep going when you're by yourself like that?
Well, there's the sluggish part about you're doing the same thing over and over again, every stroke. You're taking 6,000 strokes, whatever. But the ocean is different every place, and there's marine life. You can listen to books on tape while you're rowing. You can listen to music while you're rowing. You can talk to yourself while you're rowing. You can do all kinds of things, but you're always trying to focus on safety and focus on navigation. You focus on weather. We have satellite tracking beacons on our boat, so people follow online. I have unlimited texting, so I send text messages sometimes, and I have a satellite telephone, so I do interviews while I'm at sea. And then sometimes I have school kids that I've talked to in classes. I give them the phone number, and then I let the kids call me when I'm out rowing. So little motivational, inspirational things. Not really as alone as think when you have satellite communications and all that now. So when I first started this, the satellite communications and tracking beacons weren't as good, so sometimes we would go off the grid, and that makes, causes concern for family and stuff. They think, oh, maybe there was a storm and you're no longer, because it is a dangerous sport. There is a missing at sea category. We lost one ocean rower last year, so on the Toby Wallace, who was washed overboard. His harness and his secure line broke, and so it was a tragic incident. So we always, try to be mindful of safety. But the ocean is different. The salinity of the ocean, the smells, the sounds, the wind, the wave direction, everything is so different all the time that there's all this additional stimulation. So it's not as lonely and boring as people think it is. So, and I'm an adventurer and an adventurous spirit, and I like to go long distances. So there's nothing like getting to the other side of an ocean row, though, when your family and friend there and everybody are cheering you on, and you've done something that was seemingly impossible, and you've pushed yourself to the limits, and actually beyond the limits of what humans are usually capable of. Your body, when you're out there for so long, you're micromanaging calories, micromanaging sleep. It is an extremely hard thing to do, but when you push yourself, when you're strong of mind, and your body becomes strong too, so you can push yourself and do amazing things. Like I said, we set more limits for ourselves than we should. We should go for higher goals and farther distances.
I agree 100%. So is that what the correlation is for you between, like, you're so fit, you're so into physical activity? Do you find that therapeutic for what you've been through in your life?
I do. I mean, when I first got injured, first had to be in the wheelchair, I couldn't do anything. I would hit a rock and I would pour out of my chair. My abs, my whole physical self wasn't nearly as strong. My mental self was not nearly as strong as I am now. I didn't see or foresee having this kind of ability or this kind of future. I only saw a life of pain and suffering, and it took me a couple of years of being really depressed and being as low as you could go, and down to that point again where you don't think you can do anything. And then some guys at the VA talked me into going to the Veterans Wheelchair Games, and I got back into sports, and that was really all it took for me. It was just that one little switch that was like, hey, there's a whole nother life to be had here. So that was kind of like the precipice, or the turning point for me, was the Veterans Wheelchair Games.
Well, you are such an inspiration, I mean, to me and everybody out there. Anybody who has a disability, I don't call it a disability, it's an ability. It's just everybody has different abilities. Some people's you can't see, other people's are more obvious. But I thank you so much for your time today. You're incredible. Where can people follow you?
I have a website called rowoflife.com. I have a book that's available on Amazon.com, Rowing Against the Wind. Yeah, that's pretty much in the rowing program at Long Beach. It's free. Anybody can come out and learn how to row with us. I'm a rowing coach there, so when I'm not training for my own sports, I'm pretty grounded to the rowing program, so people can come out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The Abilities Expo. Well, obviously, I'm here every year with the boat, or maybe not next year because I might be at sea next year rowing. So.
Well, thank you so much, Angela. It was so nice to talk to you today, and we wish you all the best.
All right, thank you.